joined by Trevor Lawson, and we're going to do a review of last week's racing in Melbourne. How are you, Trev?
Good, mate. Good.
I thought we'd chat through things, and briefly we'll just start with the other metro meetings last week that that you had a look at, and then we'll let you chat about Saturday. Just briefly, Wednesday we're at Sandown on the hillside.
Yeah, hillside. Yeah, which we sort of generally have a pretty good record at.
Yeah.
So we sort of just bet in the two races. First race we bet in was race 5. We sort of just bet around the favourites, and in the end it was pretty easy to watch. We back first, second, third, and the winner, which I'd sort of marked $9. Got jumped nearly $17 on Betfair, and sort of top fluck $12. But if you sort of shop wisely, you could get sort of $16 plus up to nearly $17. The SP.
Well, it was basically 17 on Betfair SP, which I know you do a fair bit of your betting on Betfair. It's just those prices late are just so superior.
I mean, as I look at the market here, basically all the corporates are between 117 and 118%, and Betfair's 102.
It's just no contest.
So even if you're paying a commission on that, you still have a 10% better off. 10% in this day and age is a hell of a lot.
It's huge, isn't it? Yeah. So to get, I think it BSP at $16.96. So
so if you round it up to $17 and top fluck's $12, it's $5. That's 5 free bets. So whatever you've had on it, you can have 5 free bets.
It's a good way to look at it.
So which is a hell of a lot of difference. So not we're sort of flogging Betfair, but would encourage everybody to set up an account there.
Definitely. It's just a matter of getting the best price, which is, as we said, with things so tight, it's just so important.
And the other race we bet in the last race, and didn't get the result, but we had a good bet. Sort of marked left-hand man $3.30, and it ran sort of $6.80 or $6 was available. Sort of got out to a good price and sort of got beat. Sort of half ahead sort of thing, or ahead sort of thing. So didn't win, but it was a good bet. So we finished up winning for the day. Which was sort of good. Friday was
so Friday night at the Valley.
Bit of a schmozzle to start with. I was pretty keen on the 3,000 metre horse, and
had a big go on New Long Rising in race 1.
And it just sort of sat back and ran second, and had every chance, and but it sort of wasn't that good. And then the 4th race, Lalille was well backed early. I sort of suggested taking sort of half and then half SP, and the SP was a lot shorter, so it ran second beaten, got beat on the line, and the other horse we backed, Part-Time Lover, ran third. So it was sort of...
thought we might have the winner there with
not far out, and then I like sort of Grand Scholar. It was friendless, and finished up running
race 7,
and then Miss Catherine got out. It didn't fluck $5, which I was surprised, but when I did send it out, it was available at about 5 places, so it was pretty easy to sort of get 5, and I think 6 round, sort of $6 basically on average was available on Betfair.
I think even best tote SP was $4.90.
So it held on 1. So it was sort of just a losing night, but wasn't too much damage.
So
we moved on to Saturday.
We'll then get into Saturday, and we might as well talk about the elephant in the room straight away. The track bias, which has obviously dominated discussions. Something I'd just in general, before we look at it race by race, Caulfield's basically your backyard, and you are a track walker. You walk all the tracks before the metro meetings, so definitely.
I walked at Friday. I walked at Friday morning, and I thought down the side that the inside 3 metres or 3 lanes was firmer than out wider, but when I walked it was a 4, so I'm walking it at sort of 11 o'clock on Friday.
Yep.
And I just assumed, which generally happens, that it evens up. And then when you get to generally a good track, it's sort of like, well, what's the difference between the footpath and the road? They're both sort of the same.
Yeah.
But it, it wasn't like that. The statistics will tell you that it wasn't. But I think when you actually put the races in context and the way they were run, I think it wouldn't have mattered, if the track, so-called, had it been called even, you would have got the same sort of results in a lot of the races anyway.
Right.
So
it did have an impact, but perhaps not enough to flip the results? Or?
Well, not in some of the races, there's 4 or 5 races they went very slow.
Yeah.
So the leaders were always going to win. And 2 of the races they went very quick, but the leaders kept going and won. So, they would have won. I'm thinking they would have won anyway. So, I think when we sort of go through the races, through punting form, I can sort of run a track bias thing, which they use for lanes and positions in run. And it's just interesting. I don't know if it means anything, but it is a fact that at the 600 metre race, at the 600 metre point, 7 of the winners were on the fence.
Okay.
With a horse on the fence.
Yep.
Now, so 2 of them were like 4 back the fence or 3 back the fence.
Yep.
But 7 of the winners were on the fence.
Yeah.
They're saying that it basically paid sort of roughly to their expectation the inside, which it always does there. Generally it's a leaders track anyway. You've only got a 320 metre or 350 metre straight. So if there's nothing wrong with the fence, it's the shortest way home.
Yep. It's a bit of a tricky one because obviously it played to leaders, but it can and does do that anyway. So it's,
a lot of people.
There is bias there. It's
a lot of people want to back the the flash home horse. And not many of them win at Caulfield. It's generally those horses win when the inside is inferior.
Yep.
And it stops the sort of leaders. So.
Yep.
On punting, there's at the 600, between the 800 and the 600, they're saying the horse on the fence had a length and a half advantage. So
so it's definitely something there.
7 horses won, and an expected win through their SPs was 3 winners. So twice as many horses won, and then as you went out further, that sort of thing. But when you walk a track, the first thing you're trying to do is work out what the fence is like. And then you go out from there. So it wasn't, as I say, when we go through them, I think you can sort of see that you can justify a lot of things. So the first race,
race 1, which taken out by Actow.
Yeah, so the second favourite won the race.
Yep.
It beat the leader.
Yep.
It beat the third favourite, and the fourth favourite sat 3 wide the whole way midfield. So there was sort of nothing in that. They ran the first 1,400 metres in 1:27. For that class of horse, that was sort of basically even speed. So, watching the race at the time, when they got to the 500 or 600, I was sort of thinking, dude, there's nothing back in the field that's going to run on here. So they were evenly run.
Yep.
The winner's a nice horse, and the favourite had no luck, so they were both improved. I think they might both be sort of heading towards maybe the Mornington Cup, which is sort of coming up in the future. And into Lock, he can win he'll get up to 2,400 metres. He can win he probably goes a bit better with a bit of sting in the ground, so he can win a race coming up. And I thought No Commitment ran quite well on maybe big track, sort of down in class for it going forward.
So race 2 was the 3-year-olds over the 1800, and the favourite Adelaide Ace.
Once again, the favourite led all the way and beat the third favourite, and the second favourite, which we backed, much to my chagrin, was legless, and I think it must have put up an issue because it shouldn't have got beat 6.5 lengths if it was anywhere near fit. The first favourites beat the second favourite. Again, they've run the first 1,200 metres in 1:15, which is not very quick. You know, for this, you know, the class are like 5 lengths slower, but
Yep.
you know, roughly, if you worked on 12 seconds per 200 metres, that's about even time.
Yep.
So if they'd gone, you know, 72 seconds, that's about even. They've gone 75. So they've gone very slow. And as I say, the leader. So yes, the leader won, but it would have won anyway. Doesn't matter what the track is sort of getting at. The third.
So you backed Mine Bound.
Yeah, it was terrible. They made 2 mistakes on the day, just backing horses that were fresh up, and this wasn't their grand final. But I would, the stewards reports said they couldn't find anything, but I would think they would find something because it just kept losing ground badly. It's a much better horse than that. The winner's still on the way up, it's still progressing. I think he's looking at going to Adelaide for the Derby or something like that. And it's just a nice horse, he gets his horses fit. Not much else out of the race. The second horse goes okay.
So race 3 was the Zetatave over the 1200, so 3-year-old colts and geldings. Hill Hauntus won at SP at $9.
Yeah, well, this race they walked. They ran 193 out in 36, 2 home 33 something. So, and they went. 4 of them went across the line together. So again, it's just hard to make any ground. Like, you know, pandemic ran on. You know, he ran 11-1 for his last 200 and still got beat. I don't think that any, you know, these are, you know, there's sort of any stars to bet amongst them. They're sort of all pretty even.
So race 4 we had, slowly catch up. So race 4 was the Mannerism.
Well,
this race for Glamour.
It's another one, you know. She went quick. She went out 47 for her first 800, so she went quicker than normal. She had 2 horses chasing her in News Girl and Bam's Fire, who were queries at the trip. I just think she was wound up. In my first market, I had a shorter, and then I sort of went through a form and thought she takes a run. So I sort of come off her slightly. I'm a bit sort of disappointed now. I sort of leave her sort of favourite. I mean, she went out 47 seconds and then come home in 34.7. So you know, a horse like Spanish Reef that's sitting back off has got to run, you know, a lot faster to get in the race, or a Aristia. So I don't think, you know, I think he would have won. You know, if I wanted to call the track even, you know, I think after this race you might have texted me or messaged me on the live chat and said about did I think it? I said no, I just thought it was tempo. I
remember you saying at this stage of the day that, you know, I was asking you about the track, and you were saying you thought it was more tempo at this stage.
And you know, and then the next race they just went berserk. So Graceful Glamour went out in 47 seconds. Acting went out in 46.3, so she's gone 4 lengths quicker. So they just went berserk, and that race, you know, inverted, and you know, Lartine ran on and Lupino ran on. So they did, and yet they still didn't run as fast a time as Graceful Glamour.
Is the different tactics we seem to see throughout the day, do you think that was a product of
this race? Definitely. So I think acting was always going to be the leader, but I think South Bank I didn't map as close. He kicked up, and so there's sort of others decided to sort of go forward. So in the end, you know, South Bank's ruined his chance. She's run third last, beaten 8 lengths, and Acting's run last, beaten 10.5.
They both mapped a bit awkwardly.
Acting did, but I thought it would cross.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So I think if the jockeys hadn't have thought that it was a leader's track then if they thought the track was even, I think they would have let it cross.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're happy to sit off it and take their chances. Okay. But then they all sort of go, hang on, now I've got to get in the race. Or they're told by the trainers or you know, connections or whatever. So then they all push forward. So you think, oh, well, now they're going to go hard again. And then the next race, which is the Group 1.
It's race 6.
Yeah, Streets of Avalon. He goes a second slower than what Grace Glamour did.
Right.
So he just goes even time. He runs 48 seconds.
Okay.
So, you know, that he can do that all the time. I thought Super Seth was disappointed sitting outside him. We backed Melody Belle. Again, a bit disappointed afterwards. Sort of wasn't her grand final. But I thought she was disappointing. She made no ground on Super Seth. In the run, I thought, you know, I thought in the run she'd win because when she sat on Super Seth's back, she only just beat Home Wild Planet by a length.
Yep.
So I thought she was a bit disappointing.
So even with whatever was going on the track, Melody Belle first up was perhaps a bit disappointing.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe you should sort of look back through her form. You know, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but you know, a lot of her wins have been on slow tracks and dead spots. You know, she might just prefer the give out. She's by commands, which are noted wet trackers.
Right.
So yeah, she would have to improve a lot to win the All-Star Mile, I would have thought.
And Streets of Avalon, thoughts?
Well, a brilliant ride, just brilliantly. He rated perfection, as I say. He got to dictate what he wanted to do.
Yep.
He then booted, and he had enough to hold on. It's just interesting when these really good jockeys go on horses. Sometimes they can really.
This is very Melham, wasn't it?
Yeah, they can get career peaks because they just travel for them. You know, it's balance and stuff like that. So, it was great. You know, it hasn't gone any, excuse me, faster. You know, for that class, a horse which is a Group 1, you know, it's gone 2.5 lengths slower than you know the class average. So it hasn't gone fantastic. Yep. But as I say, and I said, Super Theft to me proved that he's probably not a legitimate Group 1 horse. I don't think he's as good as horses. The two that ran the week before, Catalyst and Element Blood, I think. Colding, Boss said it just didn't get round the track.
Right.
It was pretty plain. And the rest sort of...
Colding was probably the one that looked a bit disappointing.
Yeah, I'd say it didn't get round it, and he got beat 6 lengths, so I'm not sure if it's going to be All-Star Mile or not. But that's run at Caulfield, so maybe just heads back to Sydney. Might be a Sydney horse.
We'll look at the race 7, which is the Blue Diamond with Tagaloa, the boil over at $25 from the favourite Hanseatic, and Personal in third.
Yeah, it was terrific, Tagaloa. It was interesting listening to the trainer, Trent Patuta. He'd been saying for the previous 2 weeks he always thought this horse was better than his other horse, Let's Be Glam, which was actually second favourite for the race. Drew barrier 4 and sat 3 wide the entire. It was a terrific effort. The favourite came off his back, and as Trent said when he got exploitive in the interview, I think plenty of the back Tagaloa would have been thinking the same thing, but it just fought them all off. And he did have a tongue tie on, so whether they thought it might have, had a bit of trouble with its breathing first up or something like that, but they're honest horses, no superstars. Second horse goes good. Third horse Personal ran on well, and the fourth horse was huge. It just had 4 wide on the speed the whole way.
It's a way game.
Way game, yeah. And Montesira ran on, but Tagaloa got even improved in a couple of lengths on what it did to start before, and Hanseatic does about what it does. So,
what did you rate Tagaloa at?
So I marked it $27.
Yeah, and we saw again, just to highlight the advantage of Betfair. Really late in the piece, it got out beyond that. And
it was about $28 on Betfair. Yeah.
So again, it's just it's something punters have got to be aware of to really keep an eye on those Betfair markets because there's value.
Excuse me. Yeah, with my ratings and that, we send out alerts. Just the way the process is, it does take me some time, and sometimes these bets are in the last 30 seconds. So I'd encourage anybody that if you've bet in a race and things get to the rated price or better, to at least save on them. in a lot of the instances, I'm actually doing it, but it happens. I just don't have time to send it out, which is, I don't mean to, but conversely, there's races where I say I'm not going to have I didn't say I was going to have a bet in this race, but if you had a bet in the race, you could have backed the winner. So.
So race 8 was the Oakleigh Plate, which Pippi won, SP at $12, and again a bit better odds.
Yeah, she's been a bit of a horse of ours. I'm sort of a bit dirty with this race. I sort of, Bivouac, I sort of probably should have marked longer. I sort of fell into the hype a little bit and thought it might have improved.
So you had Bivouac marked as a favourite.
Had it
Quite
sort
as
of 5-2, but probably should have marked a bit longer, which would have allowed me to have Pippi a bit shorter. Even though I had Pippi at 8-1, I'm not sure what I had now. Changed that thing, but I don't remember what price it was. She flew. She went out the equivalent of 33.5 seconds, and ran home in 34. So. If you converted her time for 1100 to 1200, she's ran about 175. So how can anything make it around? So they're all. What's happening is they're all chasing, and then they've got to run faster than her to actually get in the race. But if you're actually chasing off the bit, it's just too hard to do. So Tori, which I had a bet, which I had it good over. So Tori was terrific. It ran on. Crystal Dreamer was good. Probably the thing that proved that the inside was the place to be was, Vainstream was 200 to 1 and 400's on Betfair, and it's got beat less than 2 lengths. It's beat home Bivouac. Also, people, a lot of people flippantly say, the market knows this and the market adjusts and this and that to the buyers. Well, they still backed Bivouac into $2.40, and it was never going to lead. It was always going to sit. It sat off midfield, but I thought it would sit midfield or just forward midfield. So, the market still wants to be on,
absolutely,
sort of things. So, there's a few others ran well there. Helvorston ran terrific. He goes good down the straight later on, and Jana ran on at the end. Be looking for somewhere with a wet track for it a bit later in the prep.
Yeah, sure. In the last, the Peter Young over the 1800 metres, Miss Siska.
So this race is so we've had 8 races. All the commentaries on it's a Mad Leaders track, and this race is the same distance as Adelaide Aces race. And to the 600, they go half a second slower. So they go out. Miss Siska goes out in 1:15.72, so she goes out 4 lengths slower than what Adelaide is. So they just walked. She led initially. She let Odeon come across and lead, and then they just walked. So nothing else can get in the race. She's sprinted home. She's run home in 34, 22. 3 and 11.4. So things have got to break. Anything that's further back than 3 lengths, it's got to break 11 seconds. It's plus 200. It's just impossible. Kingswood Dream ran well. Mirage Dancer was terrific there. Got home hard, and the Perth horse Regal Power ran on well. Odeon's just Odeon.
Harlem set for his race, you think?
Yeah, he's just older now though. I don't know if he could win 3 in a row, but he sort of won a couple of others when they've sort of busted and stuff like that. But it was just a nothing race. I doubt Miss Siska could win another race at this class going forward. It was its birthday. It was set up for it, and that was it. These other horses they'll improve. So I don't know if she's going to the Australian Cup or anything like that, but I doubt she'd have much chance in the Australian Cup. They'll sort of beat her from now on. These other horses getting fitter.
Okay, so I guess listening to you across the card, track bias definitely a factor, but just be careful and make sure you take other factors into account as well when you're judging them.
I think tempo had a lot to do with it, and it's just. Yes, it was advantage, but I think there's some horses that'll get pass marks that maybe don't deserve them.
Yep.
Yeah, so some ran on that probably didn't have much luck, but it's probably a little bit disappointing that it wasn't maybe a bit more even. Because sort of going forward you can sort of find some things, but overall, it sort of wasn't bad. So we sort of mucked up the day a bit, but I think going forward I sort of realised a couple of things, and this week we've got the Australian Guineas. Back to Flemington this week. And then I think next week there's a Wednesday meeting at Flemington, and then at Flemington again. So so I think Flemington are having a midweek for the first time in
quite a while.
Yeah, a fair while. Like that's not been that September meeting in a fair while. So and then but put it in between two meetings. So it seems a bit strange.
Let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
That must be a call to end the video by the sounds of it.
Live TV.
All right, well,
it's actually a track report for Bendigo.
Right, okay, no worries. You mentioned quite a bit of times throughout. Where do you get your times?
So I get through punting form. So I use the South Coast database. And I get it all interactive. So hear some guys talking about punting form, and they're using the website. But mine actually gets all actually imported into the database.
Right, so it's all done for you.
So it's all done for me. It's all there. And it's a pretty good service, and as I say, you can run sort of reports and do some stuff like that. So it's a good service.
Good stuff. All right, well, we'll catch you a bit later in the week, and we'll do a preview of Flemington, and then catch you again next week and see how we went.
Great, thanks, Mark. Thanks.
Cheers.